Unfortunately, in today's modern age, a lot of us tend to overthink about a lot of stuff. I am a victim of that. I overthink about the future. I overthink about the past. I overthink about so many different things. And I notice that when I talk to other people about this, they also face this similar dilemma where they're overthinking about everything. They're overthinking about if they're ever going to afford a house. They're overthinking if they're ever going to get married or find the right person, or all of the overthinking creates anxiety, it creates worry, and it also affects your health, which is why I feel like we need to be able to stop thinking just for even a minute or 2 minutes. And how do we stop thinking, you may ask? Well, to start, try staying away from screens, because when we have a screen in our hand, or when we are looking at a screen through a TV or on a computer, we are overloaded with information. We are overloaded with stimuli all the time. And by staying away from that, even just for 2 minutes, even just for 5 minutes, by going outside for a walk and sitting down on a bench, not looking at your phone, you are resetting the brain, and you will notice that your brain will start to calm down, because your brain is not trying to analyze and figure out everything, right? Your brain is just in the moment, looking out into nature, looking out into the present moment. But when we look at our phones, when we're on the computer, we feel all kinds of emotions. We feel happiness when we see a happy video. We feel anxiety and worry and negativity when we see something negative on the news. And it affects our overall day. It affects us long term as well. It's not a short term effect, it affects us long term. We start becoming more stressed. We become more moody. It translates into every aspect of our life. And it can be very destructive. And it can also hinder us from being able to tackle challenges, because we overthink the situation, or we become fearful of everything. We become fearful of trying to apply for a new job. We become fearful of try to get into a relationship again with somebody. We get fearful about all of these things because we overthink every single thing. We think about the worst possible case scenario. But the reality is that a lot of the times, the overthinking, or what we imagine something will happen, it doesn't happen. It's just a figment of our imagination, but our brain likes to create scenarios and stuff because our brain is always trying to solve problems and is always trying to compute things, and our brain is always trying to figure out things, and it really does put in a toll on our mental health and our physical health. So please, for the sake of your own health, for the sake of your future, go out there, stay away from screens, even stay away from people. You need to stay away from people that after a certain point, not forever, but like just temporarily, so you're able to reset your brain, because even socializing all the time with people can also cause you to overthink. You start overthinking about a conversation that you just had with somebody. You start questioning yourself. You start overthinking about these things, and it can seriously put an effect on your ability to even focus on a mundane task like washing dishes, or uh, studying for a test, because you're constantly thinking about what you said or what he or she said. So stay away from some things that give you stimulus, people, screen times. Give yourself time throughout the day to stay away from those things so you're able to reset the mind. And the best way to do that is to actually just go for a walk, go outside, go to a place, go to a park, hear the sounds of the birds, hear the sounds of nature, because that way you're able to be one with the world, even if it's just for a short moment. And I know meditation, you may be thinking, why am I not recommending meditation? Because I think meditation is great, but it requires a lot of effort. It requires you to sit down and be with your thoughts. But I noticed that with meditation, when you are with your thoughts, you start thinking about a lot of negative stuff, and it can happen. And it takes time for your brain to calm down. But if you actually just sit down and just open your eyes in an outdoor environment, in a naturistic environment, your brain will naturally calm down. You will naturally feel relaxed. And if you do, what's even better is if you actually go for a walk instead of sitting down on a bench like I am at a park. If you actually go for a walk in a forest, near greenery, that has a double positive effect on you, because now your heart rate is going up, you're getting the blood flow going through the brain, you're able to see new environments because you're moving, you're progressing, you're seeing new things with your eyes. And it's raw stimulus of the real world, not fabricated stimulus from computers, not fabricated stimulus from social media. This is real, the raw, the truth, the reality. This is what's going to make you feel better. This is what's going to heal you mentally, by just doing nothing, by just letting your mind relax and letting your mind just naturally observe the world. Thank you so much for watching.